Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Here to do my Super Tarts wax empties for 2 years. We're still continuing in this series, my wax empties for 2 years. I explained in the first video, first Super Tarts video, why I have this many. But before I get started, I did want to, have a little, maybe a rant, I guess you could call it. Mainly because I would like others' input and see if I reacted to this situation normally. I mean, if y'all would do the same thing. Okay, I went to the vet on July 1st. I went to my pet's vet to get her heartworm medication, like I do every month. And they told me there's a new doctor, and per the policy, whenever there's a new doctor, before we can give out the prescription, it has to be like a meet and greet. And they did this before. They've switched doctors quite a bit. I go to Banfield, right beside PetSmart. It's kind of went downhill since 2021, at least the one I'm going to. But anyway, I had to reschedule a meet and greet with a new doctor in order for her to continue on her heartworm. Even though she already had her heartworm test in January, negative, always is. I give it to her every month. This is my third Rottweiler I've had in my life. So we get there, and I'm waiting in the room, and the vet tech comes in, and she's a new vet tech, and she looks at my dog, and she said, "Is she a good Rottweiler or a bad Rottweiler?" And I thought, what kind of question is that to ask? I said, she's never bitten anyone. I said, none of my dogs ever have. I've trained my dogs when they're puppies. I don't want a pet that I have to be afraid around my kid, my grandkids, my mother, older people. I socialize my pets at a young age. So I just kind of let it slide because, again, I need her heartworm medication, and I'm on a time crunch, and I'm waiting on the doctor to come in. Well, the new doctor comes in. I've never met her. And she comes in wearing big black sunglasses and a face mask and something on her head, fully covered. And she comes in, she says, "Hello." I still didn't catch her name. She was talking so quiet. She comes in and goes to the corner furthest away from me and her new client, which is my dog. And she's acting scared, and she said, "I know I look strange." And I'm thinking, did they not teach you that covering your face when you first meet a dog is stupid? They can't see, dogs like to see your facial expression. They can't see if your face is covered. So I thought that was a joke. I was thinking, am I getting punked? What's going on? And she acted so timid and so scared. And the last doctor was the same way. She over-medicated my dog when she had to get her, she hurt her leg, and she was too scared, put her to sleep, give x-rays. They couldn't read the x-rays there, and she was scared of big dogs. And this one, now she's acting even more scared. And she said, "Yeah, I know I look weird." I said, "Yeah, you do. I think you look weird." And then she's trying to come over to my pet, and, she's like, "You look weird. I can't see your face." And I said, "You're acting scared of her. She can sense that." I said, "The last doctor, this man doctor saw her in January. He told me she's the best Rottweiler he's ever seen." So I said, "If you're scared of big dogs, you need to get another profession." And I told her that right there in front of her and the vet tech. I said, "If you're scared of big dogs, you got the wrong profession, because you're going to come across Rottweilers, Great Danes, German Shepherds, Pit Bulls. Not everyone has a 7 to 10 pound dog." So finally she said, "Well," the vet tech said, "Well, could we bring her back there?" I said, "Well, I really don't feel comfortable." I said, "But, maybe she's, vibing off. Maybe my pet was vibing off me because I was kind of irritated. So maybe she was catching that." So I said, "Well, take her back there." Finally brought her out, and then the vet tech tried to say, "We handle big dogs." I said, the last two doctors are, they're striking out. But anyway, I just want to know, is that normal when you first meet a dog? I've never heard of anyone covering their face, especially a veterinarian. So, okay, end of story. I am actively seeking another veterinarian, because, like I said, if it hadn't been for me getting a heartworm, I would have well, I'm just glad I wasn't younger. Who knows what I'd have said. But anyway, I'm just wondering, ain't that a no-no, covering your face when you first meet a dog? I thought everyone knew that, especially a doctor. But let's get into these empties. I'm 5 minutes in, and I've got to get these empties so I can throw this stuff away. I've had this for too long. So this is Super Tarts Wax, Brandy Williams. I forgot her name, Brandy Williams, and her husband Brady. I know he did the Wax Wednesday porn. They're the owners. And if you want to know any openings, you need to get on Facebook because her business model has changed. I know. And, that's understandable. She has to run her business the way she does. Best thing to do is get on Facebook. I'm not on there. Don't want to be. But I do stalk the site regularly. I do know she was having Fright Nights pre-order. Yeah. I also seen on there that it looked like there was some reformulations, and it looks like her fall leaves is being reformulated. Eek! I like her fall leaves. I'm not ordering anything. I'm on my wax ban. Last time I purchased was December, I think 26th of last year. So I'm getting close to 7 months in. I'm trying to go a whole year, so I'm not going to purchase. But if any of y'all get any of those blends with the fall leaves, I think it's been reformulated. I'm anxious to hear how the reformulation is. Okay, so let's get started. I'm rambling. 6:40 in. Okay, so we have Sleep Like a Baby. And excuse my nails, they look good a couple of days ago. So Sleep Like a Baby, I think that was Rosemary's Baby. Bedtime Bath, Rosemary, Fresh Mint, and Herbal Lavender. I like this. This is a really good one for my bedroom or the bathroom. But I like it so much I don't want to have it in my bathroom. I like to have it in my bedroom. You get that bedtime bath, that Johnson & Johnson's bedtime bath, the mint, rosemary mint, and the lavender. You get all that. You still smell it in here. This is a good strong thrower. I purchased this several times. I'd get it again, when I'm back to purchase it. So this is a good one. Strong performer. This can go a couple days. I do turn my warmers off, so go a couple days, 8 hours at a time. So about 16 hours total. It's lighter the second day, yes, but I can still smell it. And I usually keep my wax in there, until I can no longer smell it. Okay, Thief. I don't know if this has been changed. Some of these may be the old names. So, I don't know. I know she has her scent list with the new names. So, y'all can go check that out on her website. So, this is Thief. Fall Leaves, Mac Apple, Sandalwood, and Blue Sugar. I like the fall leaves in here. I don't like the apple. I'm not a fan of apple. There's a story there. We'll talk about it another time. This one is good. Again, I like the fall leaves, but the apple in it, not my favorite scent note. Sandalwood, yes. Blue sugar, yes. All those other notes are great, but the apple I get first. If I let it go, which I did, like I said, I used all of it. I got this. This is one of my first, probably one of the first clamshells I ordered, I think. Maybe, I don't know. If it didn't have the apple, it'd be really good. Extract that, it'd be good. My husband liked it. He likes apple, but I'm just not a fan of it. Good, strong performer. Again, that's her fall leaves blend, so I think that's being reformulated, so you got to take these fall leaves reviews with a grain of salt. Okay, Minerva. Minerva is pink sugar and laundry. Okay, I got the date on this one. Some are dated, some aren't. If I don't date it right away, it's not going to get dated. Minerva, I remember when I first melted it, got on my nervous. I had to say that. The pink sugar in here was kind of cloying. It was really, really strong. Almost like a medicated, I know this sounds weird, but like that medicated medicine you had to drink, that pink, I don't know. It was so sweet, too sweet. This is when I first melted it. I let it sit for a while, and then that pink sugar calmed down. I got more of that laundry, and it was more enjoyable. So, excuse excuse me, again, letting it sit for a while really helped that laundry come out. Pink sugar was just a little bit too sweet. Now, usually I like her pink sugar. That one is kind of too sweet. Strong thrower, of course. But yeah, it took me a while to get through that because, yeah. Next one is Go to Sleep and Yippee Ki-Yay. This is lavenders. Oh, I should show y'all instead of me looking. Lavender, sweet cream, pink sugar, ice sugar cookies, and pine needles. This are Yippee Ki-Yay and Go to Sleep blend. This is really good. I already said that.